Frederic Laloux is a modern philosopher who wrote Reinventing Organizations in 2014. Many have described it as one of the most influential business books of this decade. Laloux asks the following fundamental questions. Laloux states that the way we try to deal with organizations' current problems often seems to make things worse, not better. Most organizations have gone through many rounds of change programs, mergers, centralizations, decentralizations, new IT systems, new mission statements, new scorecards, or new incentive systems. It feels like we have stretched the current way we run organizations to its limits, and these traditional recipes often seem part of the problem, not the solution. This is certainly the case with schools and reform fatigue. Laloux argues that the evolution of consciousness is accelerating at a faster pace over the last 100 years. Each shift occurs when we are able to reach a higher vantage point from which we see the world in a broader perspective. The higher people have traveled on the developmental ladder, the more effective they are. Public schools rest in the evolutionary paradigm of 1,000 years ago, described as amber. Religious institutions, public schools, and the military are all stuck here. It's defined by fixed hierarchies and formal titles. Salaries are fixed and determined by hierarchy, and it is the stick that is the motivating factor. Amber leadership transforms into the paradigm Laloux refers to as orange, where achievement and success are the ultimate goals, and the carrot versus the stick in amber is the motivating factor. Questioning the status quo and formulating ways to improve upon it, leaders see change and innovation as an opportunity and empower workers to be part of the problem-solving process. This is a more competitive environment, as one can climb the ladder of success without limitations, based on one's intelligence, drive, and ability to produce for the organization. The unfortunate outcome of the orange paradigm is that it has caused more harm to the planet than any other preceding it. With a more humanistic lens, it is natural that the next level of leadership, floristic green, would incorporate a more humanist approach, where relationships are valued above achievement and productivity. The concept of servant leaders emerged, and leaders listened to their subordinates, empowering them, motivating them, and developing them. A collaborative culture is paramount, as there is a strong belief that shared values elevate all aspects of the organization. There is an understanding that this philosophy may come at higher costs initially, but it delivers better returns in the long run for all parties, both in and out of the organization. The family model wants to do what is best for everyone in the global village. It is no surprise the metaphor for green is the family. The shift from green to teal is a momentous one. This level can only be achieved by those who have disidentified with their own ego. By letting go of the need to control or the worry of looking good and the fears associated with that, we make room to listen to the wisdom of the deeper parts of ourselves that are driven by purpose. In this paradigm, people have ambition but are not ambitious. People are not problems to be solved but potential waiting to unfold. All decision-making lies equally among those in the organization without a structure of hierarchy. There is enjoyable tension in the journey of personal growth. Gone is a view of failure. It is all about learning and connectedness. Reaching teal is evolutionary, but it is completely dependent on the willingness and strength of the human spirit. The personal growth that is necessary is not commonly found in our society, thus proving to be a hurdle for an organization. If an organization already exists, it would be rare, at best, to find it filled with individuals who are so evolved. Can public schools in this country ever reach teal? The current structure that exists in most schools, for example, would need to be completely restructured, and accountability, responsibility, and decision-making would be shared among all members of the faculty. That's a strong weakness for sure. Is pure teal even healthy in an educational setting? There are other readings that are similar to Frederic Laloux's philosophy. Delivering happiness, a path to profits, passion, and purpose. Holacracy, the new management system for a rapidly changing world. And drive. As organizations transform into green and teal, the attributes associated with personal and professional growth cannot be denied, as individuals are celebrated, validated, and heard. When those empowered play a role in the decision-making process, they are inspired to perform at maximum capacity for the health and success of the organization. The concentration of power at the top, separating colleagues into the powerful and powerless, have plagued organizations for as long as we can remember. Laloux' evolutionary theory could be one of the most effective means of leading school organizations in the new century. Imagine if all stakeholders could come together for a common purpose, for the sole benefit of what is best for our students. This is what the teal paradigm could do for education.